Welcome to HeartcraftPaper. In today's tutorial, you will learn how to make flowers utilizing the We Are Pillow Box Punchboard. To begin, we will need 2 circular cut papers utilizing the Spellbinders circular dies. I use the 3rd die, which is 1 7/8, cut out twice. Next, we will need our We Are Memory Keepers punch board for the pillow box. To start, we will begin by folding our circles in half and then in half again until we come up with eighths, basically a pie shape. Now that we've completed our folding, you can see the scores on the back side are clear, and we will utilize that by lining them up with the guide on the punch board. Once we lined it up, we'll punch, we will rotate to the next score and line it up and punch, and we will complete this process for both cutouts. And now, through the magic of video editing, we have completed our 2 flower punches. The next step for this is actually filling in and coloring. What we will need now is our craft mat, since we don't want the color to leak through and stain our surfaces. So for this, we also utilize the Spellbinders rose die cut for the leaves, and we will be coloring these in as well. So first step, we will utilize alcohol markers. As I said, it's a good investment to spend for it. It's well worth it. We will be utilizing all 3 colors of the buttercream, light peach, and our blending marker. And the other color, before I forget to mention, we will be utilizing forest green. Now, this color we will be utilizing for the center portion of our flower. And let's go ahead and begin. We'll start with the center, utilizing the buttercream and kind of fanning out our center. This way we'll be able to kind of blend it out and it'll look a little bit more natural than just circling it in. Now that we've completed that step, we will take the forest green marker and dab it into the center of the flower and allow it to bleed out. This way it creates a more natural effect. And once we have that completed, we'll go back in with the cream color and just kind of fan that out a little bit more. And it allows it to also blend the green a little bit more if you'd like. This next step, we'll be utilizing the light peach in order to fill in the edges of the flower, and then we'll go back in and also color in the edges. With this, don't be afraid if it's not too nice and neat. We're going to come back in with the blending marker and lighten this up a bit. So just be, you know, a little bit less frugal with your coloring on the edges. Just go ahead and have fun with it. Now it's time to come back in and lighten up and blend a little bit of that color, just to give it a more natural effect. Now that we've completed this process, we will move on to the leaves. Set aside your flowers and bring in your forest green marker pen and start with the edges and just kind of fill in the color. Create some of the veins, and then we will come back in and utilize our blending brush for this. Now that that's complete, we will go ahead and move on to actually shaping our flowers, utilizing our scissors. As you can see, we still have the score lines. We are going to utilize these score lines in order to trim. We want to make it nice and round, so we will cut along the edges inwards, and then the other side also, and kind of give it a curve and cut out that small piece. As you can see, we now created a rounder section, more like a petal, and we will do this around the whole entire 2 flowers. Now it's time to clean up our mess, and we are going to move on to the next step, which utilizing the scoring tool in the We Are Punch, we are going to slightly curve the leaves, kind of like you would a ribbon, and just kind of pull and strip, and then you start curving your flower petals. And now I'm ready to trim off a few of the petals. I'll utilize some of these that are a little bit odd, and I will snip out a whole flower petal. And next I will cut perpendicular in order to create a slight tab for me to adhere my other petal to, so it'll kind of create an overlap. And we will do the same to our other flower, which one will be the top and the other will be the base. I colored both of them just because I wanted to see which one I would prefer over the other, and I would use one as the top or the other as the base, depending on how I felt. So we will overlap these, and then utilizing my tweezers, I will kind of hold that in place to make sure that it adheres properly. And yes, I do use the clear school glue. I find that it creates a better bond. And we will repeat the same process with the other flower, utilizing more glue and overlapping again. Now that we have that completed, we will kind of figure out which one we want as the base or the top. I select this one as the base, just because it's not quite as perfect as I would like. So we'll utilize it as the base. Now I will take some glue to it and adhere the other flower atop. And then I will kind of make it askew to have some of the flower petals peeking through. Utilizing my tweezers, I will press it down to ensure that it kind of takes hold. Now I will work on the leaves and get those together as well, dabbing on some glue. And utilizing my tweezers because it is much easier for me to hold the leaves together. And there you have it.